Hi, scholars. It's Miss Frost. I'm here to read Thank You, Omu. That is the title of our book. And on the front cover, we see a picture of, I see a child. And it looks like they're smelling something. Oh, and I know we've been talking about our five senses. He's using his sense of smell. Well, here's the front cover. This is the back cover. And in the middle is the spine. And the spine tells us, the spine holds the pages together. While the author of the book writes the words. The illustrator draws the picture. Okay, well, shall we get started? On the corner of First Street and Long Street, on the very top floor, Omu was cooking a thick red stew in a big fat pot for a nice evening meal. She seasoned and stirred it and took a small taste. What a delicious stew, Omu said. Tonight's dinner will surely be the best I've ever had. With that, Omu put down her spoon and went to read a book before supper. As the thick red stew simmered on the stove, its scrumptious scent wafted through the window and out the door, down the hall, toward the street, and around the block until, knock, someone was at the door. When Omu opened it, she saw, I wonder, what is she going to see? A little boy. Little boy, Omu shouted. What brings you to my home? I was playing with my race car down the hall when I smelled the most delicious smell. The little boy replied. What is it? Thick red stew. Stew, he sighed. That sure sounds yummy. Omu thought for a moment. She was saving her stew for dinner, but she had made quite a bit. It wouldn't hurt to share. Would you like some? The little boy nodded. And so Omu spooned out some thick red stew from the big fat pot for her nice evening meal. Thank you, Omu, the little boy said, and went on his way. That was super kind of Omu. I'm sure it made the little boy feel really happy. With that, Omu closed the door and went back to her book. As she read, her thick red stew's scrumptious scent wafted out the window and out the door, down the hall, toward the street, and out around the block until, knock, knock, someone was at the door. When Omu opened the door, this time she saw a police officer. Miss Police Officer, Omu shouted, what brings you to my home? I was on duty down the street when I smelled the most delicious smell, Miss Police Officer replied. What is it? Thick red stew. Ah, stew, she said, and her mouth watered. That sounds mighty tasty. Omu thought for a moment. There was still enough to share. Would you like some? The police officer nodded. Once again, Omu spooned out some thick red stew from the big fat pot for her nice evening meal. Thank you, Omu, the officer said, and went on her way. And so, for the second time, Omu closed the door and went back to her book. Sure enough, as she read, her thick red stew scrumptious wafted out the window and out the door, down the hall, toward the street, around the block until... Knock, knock, knock! Again, someone was at Omu's door. This time when she opened the door, she saw... Who did she see? A hot dog vendor. We have those here in New York City. Mr. Hot Dog Vendor, Omu shouted, what brings you to my home? I was selling hot dogs down the block when I smelled the most delicious smell. Mr. Hot Dog Vendor replied, what is it? Thick red stew. Ooh, stew. The vendor licked his lips. Lick your lips, scholars. I'm hungry. That sounds quite delectable. Delectable is another word for yummy, amazing, delicious. So, Omu spooned out some thick red stew from the big fat pot for her nice evening meal. Thank you, Omu, the hot dog vendor said, and went on his way. Wow, Omu's been sharing her soup with everyone. Throughout the day, people from all across the neighborhood knocked on Omu's door. She fed a shop owner, a cab driver, a doctor, an actor, a lawyer, a dancer, a baker, an artist, a singer, an athlete, bus driver, a construction worker, even the mayor stopped by. And each time they knocked, Omu shared. Wow! So those were all the people in her community. Soon the sky darkened, the street lights brightened, and it was finally time for dinner. But when Omu opened her big fat pot of thick stew for her nice evening meal, it was empty. Where did all her stew go? That's right, she gave it all away to everyone from her community or from her neighborhood. Omu sniffled. Well, there goes the best dinner I ever had. Sorry and blue, she sat at the table with her empty pot until... Knock, 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 knock. Who could that be? Omu wondered. When she opened the door, she saw... Who could be at her door now? She's not cooking her soup, so it's not roaming throughout the air. Who be at her door? The little boy, the police officer, the hot dog vendor, the shop owner, the cab driver, the doctor, the actor, the lawyer, the dancer, the baker. Why, everyone she fed today was at her door. I'm sorry, everyone, Omu sighed. My thick red stew is all gone. I have nothing left to share. The little boy tugged at Amu's sleeve. Don't worry, Omu. We're not here to ask. We are here to give. Oh, that's so kind. Wow. If you give, others will give. The police officer carried in a fresh salad. The mayor entered with a roast chicken. The baker brought a collection of sweet goodies. Even the little boy presented Omu with something special and a red tiny envelope. Everyone who knocked on Amu's door that day squeezed inside her tiny apartment, and together they ate, danced, and celebrated while Amu's big fat pot of thick red stew was empty, but her heart was full of happiness and love. That dinner was the best dinner she ever had. And the envelope had a card. It says, "Thank you, Omu." Alrighty. Well, that is the end. Thank you for joining me in our story. Thank you, Omu. Bye, scholars. See you for now.